I do have a little like recap of game 2 that happened today. And then I will answer this question with the series now being tied with who I have and why. We have here, I think, I have a picture of it, but we'll see if we get there. I have a picture of G. Juarez, who pitched for Oklahoma today. She is a freaking beast. You put her on that mound, I would be scared. She had like a killer arm injury. I think she played at Arizona State before transferring to Oklahoma. And she had like something in her arm where she was like, I heard it pop. And they weren't sure she'd ever pitch again. And she's out here pitching again. This is Oklahoma. G. Juarez was in the picture, but it's okay. She is a lefty. She only has one loss on the season. She's, like I said, absolute beast. But the craziness is that she'll go from pitching high speed to like off speed pitches that are maybe 20 miles an hour slower, which is. And on top of that, she throws an off speed rise ball, which insane. So softball you'll see like a rise ball. You'll see a rise ball. It's usually top speed. Your high velocity, usually you get a high pitch. But she throws a changeup that also rises. Can you imagine having to adjust to having something like 10, 15 miles per hour slower and also coming up? That's too much. You can't hit that.
Yeah, I was going to say that's like, it's because that's like an incredible amount of control just in order for you to release, because it's all about the release point and when you're releasing then at that point. And so like the amount of control that she has to do that, it's like that's incredible to think, like, because I mean it's just you catch you off guard every single pitch because you don't know if it's going to come in low and fast or high and fast, or if it's going to come in low and slow and high and slow in this case. So like, and being able to change that up, get momentum on the ball, I can't imagine as a hitter in that situation having to just adjust on the fly like that to literally any pitch that could come in any direction at any speed.
So now we have a picture of G. She's got the magic glasses out there, but she pitched a good game, great game. The only thing is that in the first inning, Elizabeth Mason for Florida State hit a 2-run homer, and that just kind of set the pace of the game. It seemed like Florida State was going to take ahead and stay ahead. That was not the case. Catherine Sandercock had the start for Florida State. She was a redshirt sophomore. She was 27-3 so far for the season. Now she is 27-4. There was a solo home run by Johns of Oklahoma off Sandercock. It was a high pitch taken out to left field. It was the 158th home run for Oklahoma this year. That tied the record for the most a team has had in a year. I believe Hawaii might have been the team that had the record, but I'm not positive. Oklahoma took the lead. It was then 3-2 in the top of the 6th. There was a 2-run homer from Jocelyn Allo. That was the 159th team home run of the year, and that took the record. That was really, like, it was huge. It was like the third time through the order that Oklahoma definitely made the adjustments that they needed to. We saw Arnold come in for Florida State, but the Sooners hit off of her too. So they increased the score 5-2 in the 6th. There were no outs, and it was top of the 7th. Then after that, Oklahoma still teeing off 6-2. Another pitching change brought in Florida State's Emma Wilson, not Emma Watson. She had never seen a postseason game before. She hadn't even pitched since May 8th. So thinking about how many games that these women have played in the past 2 weeks, she hadn't even seen an inning since May 8th.
That's a raw situation to be in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So G. Juarez, who we see celebrating here, she closed out the game for Oklahoma. She pitched a good one. She pitched a winner. She was tired by the end. You could tell. I don't know what else Oklahoma has in their pitching staff, but like we saw earlier from James Madison, they will pitch 2 days in a row, 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row against the same team and still win. So I don't know if they'll bring her out again. I'm not sure what else they have in their staff, but we'll see. Game 3 is tomorrow. Oklahoma has avenged every loss that they've had this year with 2 wins.
I was gonna say I did see that stat, and that was like I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
throwing it whenever ESPN does that, and they throw up a stat like that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, that doesn't. That's it's almost like a omen now. There, it's got to come true, and that's I saw that, and I was like, man, that's not looking good for Florida State.
Right. So going back to our chatter's question, who do I have? I have that personal connection to Florida State. I would love to see them win. I keep up with Danny online. I don't talk to her very often, but just I'll keep an eye on what she's doing, and so that's my personal connection. I liked her when I knew her. She's a good person. I would like to see Florida State win, as she is in her 5th year and doesn't really have a shot again. So I think that would feel nice in my heart. However, Florida State won it 2 years ago, or 2 championships ago at least. And I don't know. I feel like I don't like Oklahoma just because it's almost like they get to play at home every year when they do make the tournament. So I think I would prefer to see Florida State win. That's who I want to win. I think that if Oklahoma comes out hitting like they have been, that it will be Oklahoma. I think there is a good chance that we see Oklahoma as our championship winners tomorrow. Anyway, Game 3 is tomorrow. It's at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Give it a watch. You know now, right? You know what you know, and it's a good game. I would keep up with it if you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say I will definitely try as hard as I can to tune in, with work and everything. But that is kind of a raw deal for them to get like a, kind of a non prime time for, especially for Game 3 and a awesome, end of the sequence of the tournament and everything. So that kind of sucks. But yes, I'm definitely going to be paying attention to it, especially because at this point you've seen the path Florida State needs to win. You saw the path that Oklahoma needs to win in the second game, so it's almost like a which one's going to win out or which one's going to finally, or come on. And I think it's one of those where almost it sets the tone the first probably 2 innings for the rest of the game, because if Oklahoma's not hitting well, then I would assume that Florida State's probably going to come out on top. But if you start seeing Oklahoma in the first 2 innings putting up runs and hitting well, then I think that that's probably going to spell Oklahoma's path to winning. So it's interesting, and I definitely will be intrigued from start to finish to actually see.
Yeah, with
how
what you said,
out.
like it depends on how Oklahoma's hitting, which depends on how Florida State is pitching. And they went through 3 pitchers tonight. So who knows who they'll see tomorrow? Who knows what's going to happen? I think they saved their other pitcher. I
Watson.
don't know her name, but not her. The one who hadn't seen game time since May 8th. I think she was just kind of let's see what we can do. But I think they do have like another ace. So we'll see if that happens tomorrow. If she comes out, if she performs, it'll be a game for sure. I really do encourage everybody who sees this to watch, because it'll be worth it.
Like I said, it's definitely it was a lot more exciting than I ever knew it could be. And it's also, like you said, it's something that you don't see in even other sports where, for example, like in baseball, you don't see strategy being like a thing. Like it's more so just, who can hit better, or who's the better team. Whereas like it's enjoyable to be able to watch a sport where, not only can a team get there based on just, size and strength, but a team can also get there based on running, a quicker, more strategic type of play, or rely on pitching versus relying on hitting. It's just fun to see that kind of dynamic in a sport when you don't really see it in others. So that was exciting for me. And then also just to watch it is, it's very fast paced, like you said. And there's also a lot of, like I said, that's why the perfect game blew my mind so much, because it's just watching how fast paced and how hard it is for a pitcher in that scenario. That was crazy. So I'm definitely exciting, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, that was everything I had. I want to extend my gratitude for having me on. I hope I taught someone about softball, and I hope maybe we'll have a couple more viewers. I think like after many years of watching not even just the World Series, but also just like watching softball in general, whenever I see it's on TV, I will click it on. My dream my absolute dream, my softball dream, is to go to the World Series. It is an incredible environment. Like, these people are so into the game. They're all cheering. Like, yeah, some people will say, oh, they're doing little cheers, but like, whatever. Like, it's not like they're singing songs. They are out there. They're cheering for their teammates. You see them dancing for the camera. You see them having fun. And it's a fun game. It's not just like, we're here for the sport. We're here to make money for our school. No, they're here for their passion. They're here for the game, and it's awesome to see it. And I would love to go. If anybody ever wants to go to the Women's College World Series, I will be there someday.
Listen, maybe one day we'll convince the other Dylan, and we'll run the podcast from live from the World Series. We'll just be there.
Well, so thank you, Ranch Frosty. Thank you. I'll come back whenever there's anything for me out here. I will be on the pod.
Oh God, yeah. But that's thank you for all the education, because I definitely did not know nearly enough about the sport. So that was entertaining to be able to actually know what I'm going into when I'm watching it. So